Welcome back. Welcome back to another night of Island Boys Football Talk. We're back in the building again for Tuesday, which means it's our wrap up show. It's our week 15 wrap up show. Of course, you know, we got Jizzle in the building representing the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm Sweetie representing the Carolina Panthers, not the San Francisco 49ers.
Wake up, Hardy.
Uh,
Wake up.
C Money, who represents the San Francisco 49ers, still out. So we'll have him back probably next week. Like I said, today is our week 15 wrap up. As we usually would wrap up the week. Plus, the Eagles had a Monday night showdown that we'll talk to. We'll wrap up the Panthers week against Atlanta as well. We're streaming live off of our YouTube platform at Island Bars Football Talk, as well as our Facebook platform, which is the same thing. And then the show will be put on Twitter for anyone to watch at a later date. Be sure to like and subscribe our page. You know, if you want to keep supporting us, please like and subscribe the page, and then you can also join us as well to talk some football if you do want to do that. But we're gonna talk some Eagles and Seattle Seahawks, which happened last night. I know me and Jizzle watched it. I know he has a lot to say. I mean, I've already talked about the Panthers. I'll wrap that up after, but we'll get straight into it. Um, the Eagles, which looked like they were gonna get a victory, suffered a lead touchdown to the Seahawks, bringing them up 20-17, and then had a few time to tie it, but unfortunately, Jalen Hurts was picked off at the end, costing them a L. Take their record now to 10-4, which is tied for Dallas as well. Kind of gives San Fran the clear path to the number one seed. I'll let Jizzle take it over from now, seeing as it's his team, and we'll see what he has to say. Jizzle, the floor is yours.
As of now, as of today, at the time of, what's it, 8:08, at the end of week 15, going into week 16, this Philadelphia Eagles football team is a bad football team. On all phases except for special teams. Defense and offense is horrible. It has been horrible since they came out the bye week, when they played against the Kansas City Chiefs, when they played against the Buffalo Bills, even though they won. It got worse when they played against the San Francisco 49ers. And then after nothing changed against the Dallas Cowboys. And here we go. We went into Seattle thinking that you probably would have win. But like I said earlier in the show on Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised if the team loses this game. And guess what happened? They lost the game. Again, there's no creativity on offense and defense. Yes, you change. You brought in. You move Sean Desai up in the press box and strip him of his play calling duties, but you still kept him as defensive coordinator though, which I don't understand that. But you think that you thought what you thought was gonna happen? Matt Patricia's gonna come in, and voila, the defense is gonna be somewhat spectacular and shut out the shut down the Seattle Seahawks. It didn't happen. For some reason, we are consistently relying on the defensive line to rush full. Hardly see any blitzes in that game. That touch game winning touchdown pass to Jackson Smith and Jigba. There was no pressure on Julak. There was no pressure at all on Julak. There was hardly any pressure all game on Julak. You kept giving Julak the same easy looks all game. You kept playing soft zone coverage, 3rd and 10. You playing 15 yards off with your cornerbacks, and there you go, a big completion done in the middle of the field to I think it was Jackson Smith and Jigba Tyler Lockett for easy completion for first down when you could have easily got off the field and on third down. Still horrible on third down. Again, this is a bad football team on defense. Bradbury, you might have bench Bradbury right now because he can't play football no more. He getting eaten alive all game. You might have just let the young fellas come in and let them play. Let them get some playing time at least.
Yeah, I saw a stat with him. Like eight, the target him 8 times, 7 catches, 160 yards, a huge passer rating.
Mind you, mind you, that last play, you had Kelly Ringo on the field, you had Eli Ricks on the field, you had Bradbury on the field. You know who they decided to attack? The
Bradbury.
veteran Bradbury.
But remember, I told you, this, you can't go automatically assuming the team is the same as last year.
Exactly.
Bradbury
It's not.
and Slay
You're
definitely
older.
lost a step.
Mm-hmm.
If you think Bradbury gonna go one on man coverage all the time and think he can just lock down, you gotta be crazy because right, it's the same thing I said. You can't expect that they're the same team from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything changes, especially the older ones. Whether you like it or not, it happens. It happens. And you
Mm-hmm.
can see Bradbury has clearly lost a step. He needs someone over the top to help
Over
him
the
out.
top, yep.
But you keep leaving him one on one, and I don't even care. It could be DK, it could be Jackson Smith. All of them gonna run.
Anybody, exactly. You know what I mean? And I've gave Harry Rodman some credit, but you gotta get some bashing too.
Yeah,
Because
he
this
look good.
has to be the last year you devalue the running back. I mean the linebacker position. You can't keep devaluing that linebacker position. Look at the great defenses in this league. They have very good linebackers, if not great linebackers. You cannot have a good defense without having a decent linebacking core. You decide not to bring back TJ Edwards last year. You decide not to bring back Kazia White last year. At the safety position, you decide not to bring back Chancey Gardner Johnson, who led the league in interceptions last year. You decide to bring back the two corners who are old and a step slower instead of
Yeah, and
starting
you sign them to big deals
the
too.
big deals instead of starting with young cornerbacks.
Do you think they thought Nicobe Dean would have taken the next step?
I think they thought so.
I personally feel they thought Nicobe Dean would have stepped
The-
in and
I
then
think they
just
thought Nico B would have made the
yeah.
next step, but as you
Yeah.
can see, as we saw this season, he's not good. I don't know what the coaching staff is seeing was seen during training camp because they're the ones looking at him in practice.
I don't know.
So he's not the answer right now because I've seen him play this year, and he's not the answer at the linebacker spot. You have to go back in the draft and look at the linebacker right now. You're gonna be okay on the safety with the safeties because I think Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown has potential, but he needs to be coached up. He has the speed, he can tackle, but he just has to find ways to temper his ability and not be so aggressive at times. You can see where he missed a few tackles because he was so aggressive trying to tackle Kenneth Walker. Has to he'll I think later in the off season he'll probably hopefully he can get with a coach and find ways to temper his skill sets and things like that. But right now, this defense ain't beat nobody. This defense ain't stopping nobody. I don't think this defense can stop Tommy DeVito next week. Or Tommy Cutlass next week. Because guess what? Dan Waller's back. Dan Waller will eat you in the middle of the field. So you know that you lose this game to the Seahawks. You giving all these other teams that are below average teams, that not even playoff level teams, you're giving them confidence to come in and beat you. Because they see what your defense is capable of doing. On offense, I've been saying it all year. There's no creativity on offense. Whatever happened to putting Jalen Hurts on the center, running the ball from on the center, moving the pocket from on the center, um, having the running backs run outside. You have a Jason Kelsey who's one of the best pulling centers in the NFL. You have a very good pulling guard in Landon Dickerson. You have another good pulling guard in Cam Jorkins. You have two good dominant tackles in Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. Use them. It ain't hard. It's not
Yeah.
hard. But for some reason, this offensive coach is there. This is a Nick Sirianni too, you know. because this is his offense. This is his offense. He's the one who created this offense, brought in the players, and allowed Brian Johnson to call the plays. This is also on him. You're not helping Jalen Hurts. He has regressed as a quarterback. Your offense last year, that was all Shane Steichen. That was not Nick Sirianni. That was not Brian Johnson. That was all Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen has had his hands on that offense last year. That was none of that was Nick Sirianni, because right now Nick Sirianni shows that he doesn't have a clue on how to rewrite the ship right now. Why is Jalen Hurts running the ball 18 times? You got you got three running backs. You got Rashad Penny sitting down doing nothing. What you paying him for? Why are you paying Rashad Penny to sit down and watch the grass?
He's been inactive all season, right?
Inactive all season. You have a big back in Rashad Penny. Again, this offensive coaching staff does not have a clue. You don't see. I've never watched a game and hear a commentator say, "Wow, that was a great play design by Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson. That was a great pad-on design, route design, pad-on route play by the offensive coordinator. Where the scheme either Jalen Hurts, not Jalen Hurts, I mean Devontae Smith, AJ Brown wide open." Again, I've been saying it all year. Jalen Hurts has been playing hero ball. He's not taking what the defense is giving him. He's consistently looking for the deep shot. Yes, it worked because AJ Brown was dominant for a few weeks. But guess what? Teams now are catering their defense to AJ Brown. Why is it that you can't get Devontae Smith going? You got Dallas Goedert going, but you can't get him going. Where is the creativity with DeAndre Swift in the passing game? He's a dynamic running back. If they don't fix it now, I mean, they'll probably still make the playoffs, but they'll be one and done and out of the playoff. And if that's the case, Nick Sirianni should be fired. Honestly.
Yeah, that team from the offensive side, they got too much weapons to look so dysfunctional at times.
To be horrible like this. The team has no fluidity on offense and defense. And right now they're technically and fundamentally flawed on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, because
you look at the start of the game. You had a good mix and match of running and passing. You say, okay, we came down, drove down the field, 15 plays, bam, touchdown. Drove down the field, got a field goal. Next time around the second half, you drove down the field, bam, you got a touchdown. But then again, guess what? You went away from the run and started to get pass happy again. Why? The Seattle Seahawks were giving up 123 yards a game. 123 rushing yards a game. Why did you get away from running the football? You have a very dominant offensive line that you can use. That loves mauling defenders. You saw when you saw the play when Lane Johnson, when they ran the ball with DeAndre Swift, you had a first down in the red zone, and Lane Johnson say, "Yeah, let's go. Keep running the damn football." You are wasting the talent that you have on this offense right about now. Early this year, in the off season, when we lost both of our coordinators, I said I wanted a veteran defensive coordinator to mask the deficiencies of this defense, because we all knew we weren't gonna get all the players that we had last year back on this defense this year. I should have also said that we needed a veteran offensive coordinator too. But being that Brian Johnson was in the building from start, from Jalen Hurts' tenure, from the start of Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni's tenure. He sat behind Shane Steichen for 2 years. I thought that he would have been able to call a good offense. I thought Nick Sirianni would be able to create a decent offense. But this offense is too predictable.
Yeah,
Too predictable. We have no creativity in our offense. No creativity whatsoever. We don't do no jet sweeps. We don't do no motion. We don't do anything. You can't really say you're gonna bring in a veteran offensive coordinator out on the street right now. I think it's kind of too late. Maybe you might try to bring in Frank Wright because he probably knows Nick Sirianni's offense since that Nick Sirianni came from under Frank Wright. But that's the only option. But next week, I don't see how you're beating the Giants. This is a horrible football team. I don't think it's gonna get better. You're gonna play the Giants next this week, week 16 this week coming. Then you're gonna play the Cardinals. You're probably gonna lose that game to the Cardinals too.
you think so?
Yeah. You had a damn Jake Lock beat you. A Julak drive 92 yards down the field to beat you, to score a game-winning touchdown, to beat you. Sean, this I gotta be laughing in his room right now. Say, look at you assholes. You strip me of play calling, and guess what? The same outcome. Nothing changes. Because you have no talent on the back end. You can't keep relying on that defensive line to consistently rush the passer. They're gonna get tired.
Basically, from the thing that you're seeing out there, especially, is again, just look at it from what Steichen in Indianapolis doing. Steichen turned an Indianapolis team there. Anthony Richardson was a starting quarterback. He got injured. You got Minshew. Didn't expect much from him. They 8-6.
8-6.
Offense looks so much better. Offense just look. You got either Zach Moss or Jonathan Taylor doing. Then look at who you got. Pittman. That's
Pittman,
it. Josh Dongs, the
and I
rookie.
don't know who else.
That's it. More
Wiley
Alec Cox, but
and
he's a
that's it.
big bodied thing.
Right.
He kind of just he'll be a red zone threat, but he
And
has a
they're
lot of.
8-6.
He's doing stuff that will benefit the team, getting to the playmakers, moving the pocket, doing some motions. The Eagles kind of just stand up more of a formation and go hot. That's it. Then you got a read option. More than likely, Jalen Hurts holding all the balls on the read option all the time. And then you pick up a few yards, and then you can try to hit this big play down the field. But it's like, what I see is like, I don't count run plays as the quarterback running the play. It's an option, yeah, I understand. A balance mean call designated run plays for your running back.
Mm-hmm.
Build the play action and walk your playmakers. Devontae Smith doesn't get enough balls. That's one thing. I don't know what plays that they call it. Dada don't get enough. AJ Brown, he gets his share. But I think you guys lacking a third receiver too. Cause Quez ain't doing nothing. I don't know what
garbage.
Quez.
I don't know why Quez on the field.
They show a stat today. I watch a stat on Twitter like smallest separation from a defender from wide receivers. Quez either 1 or 2. He got a smallest separation from a receiver, and he's supposed to be a speedster.
A speedster, exactly.
I don't understand that. Quez got the smallest separation from a DB and routes run.
Mm-hmm.
And most of he plays is down the field. So if he can't beat somebody down the field, that's it. So you don't have a third receiver. You don't have somebody walking the slot.
They got Zacchaeus. I don't know why they don't use Zacchaeus.
Well, he name it.
Zacchaeus
I
is
don't
in the
never hear
game,
name. I don't hear
whenever
name
he's in the
enough.
game, he makes big plays.
Well, obviously he in a designated thing and rotate him out all the time. And third down, they're looking for AJ Brown to get some big play, which don't make sense all the time. Sometimes you just need to pick up the yardage and go about your business.
Mm-hmm.
So with the offense, I don't understand sometimes the goal. I know the goal is always to score a touchdown, but how you gonna do it? Sometimes I just don't understand how the Eagles plan to do it. That first drive, they come, they march down the field, they score a touchdown. After that, you make the Seahawks feel like them got you by the book. Them know what they
Mm-hmm.
were gonna do. The line is too strong of a line to be out there doing a heap of nonsense. The difference to me, the difference to the Eagles and the 49ers is basically who call an offensive please.
Yep.
Basically. The
Yep.
difference with Shanahan, it ain't not more Porter is no MVP.
Mm-hmm.
What it is that Shanahan call plays to put the ball in the receiver in he playmaker's hands.
Yep.
He'll call routes and plays that uses his playmaker strengths. What's the strength for the Eagles? I don't know because they don't call plays to
No
use that their
Carlo.
strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So on the offensive side, it's just a play. And to me, it looked very, very like it kind of remind me of like how Frank Wright was calling the plays for the
For Bryce
Panthers
Young.
and the start of the season. Yeah, it's like he wasn't putting nobody in he wasn't putting nobody in winning situations. Because what kind of stupid play? Second and nine, you need to pick up some yards. You call some stupid screen run play outside run play with Jalen Hurts as if they're gonna pick up yards. Jalen Hurts can't bully the pocket because then he gotta watch you get injured. So you call that play? How much yards you think he gonna pick up? Call a
Exactly.
play that get some yards here and
Exactly.
get about third and four, third and three. Then you have the option of doing whatever you want. Too much times that they got caught in second and long and call a stupid play on second down, and then you're on third and long. And now Jalen Hurts ain't trying to pick up just 10 yards. He's trying to pick up 30 and 40 yards. If you're gonna keep doing that, you're gonna get killed. Sorry to say you're gonna get killed. Ain't nobody know that on third and long, the dogs coming to rush the passer. Basically, I don't care how what line you got. You coming to rush the passer. On defense, I don't know. Again, it's the same thing I say on the show. If you're gonna feel that the team gonna do the same thing as last year, you are dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's another year. You don't know why a year could do a lot. The team is not getting to the quarterback how it used to. I'm not saying that they don't get to the quarterback, but it's not the 70 sack team. That's one.
That won't happen again.
Two, they got this habit of thinking just them four man could rush the passer. When they
Mm-hmm.
get stalled, it gets killed. You know what's a good way of hiding your deficiencies in the past game, past defense, getting after the quarterback. If they ain't getting after the quarterback, everybody out there running free. Cause as you
Mm-hmm.
see, the middle of the field wide open, cause the linebackers can't cover. James Bradbury, they're doing whatever they want to Bradbury, and then Slay out. So you got two rookies, which he ain't play bad, but ain't gonna always play like that. So when you can't get to the quarterback, of course they're gonna pass anything. They gotta mix it up. They're showing no kind of stunts. They're showing no kind of delayed
None.
blitzes. They're showing no
None.
kind of pressure in the quarterback. What happened to the A-gap blitz and those stuff? Nothing. You just think the four. You just thinking that the four players, Doug Lyman, which is Cox, Sweat, Reddick, and whoever, could just go and get to the quarterback. Even anybody that think when you got playmakers outside, DK and them fellas, of course if you don't get pressure, they're gonna get open. They will get open. Them they are not just trash thing. DK is a top level player when he's ready. Lockett is an exceptional road runner, and Jackson Smith is a Jigba. He got picked in the first one for a reason. Look who scored the touchdown, and Jigba run straight past Bradbury.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta understand from the Eagles' perspective, this too much of just doing the same thing from last year. That don't work. It don't work. And the next thing is When you make it to the Super Bowl, everybody coming after you the next season. They got a point to prove. The Eagles too lackadaisical in how they play. It's like they're just saying, okay, catch me in the playoffs, man. You're gonna see what happens. Yeah, no, you're gonna make playoffs, but you had a you had a path to the number one thing.
You have had the number one seed.
You try to
You
win
had a
now.
pad.
You
You had
might
a
never
pad to
get
the
the
NFC.
division thing. You might never
Mm-hmm.
get the division now. Now you gotta play away on the road. But the only good thing is you're gonna be the top wild card team, and you're gonna play a NFC South team because the NFC South will be the fourth seed. Now you're gonna be the fifth seed, so you might feel a little confident that you're playing either the
Bullshit. They're
Saints,
gonna lose that game
the
too.
Buccaneers, or the Buccaneers might ride out
Yeah, exactly.
because Mike Evans, punk, he would run
Right.
past straight out of him for sure.
Right now, the way how this team we played the Buccaneers all in the season, but right now the way how the Buccaneers playing and the way how we play right now, we ain't beat nobody in the playoffs. This team is not beating anyone in the playoffs right about now.
Yeah, I can understand certain things there. The Eagles doing it's like I don't know what's happening. So
I kind of get ready to get rid of next year. I need to you. Yeah. Yeah, because coming out of you had a bye week to prepare to fix certain things that was going on wrong with this team. You didn't fix it. You didn't correct Jalen Hurts when he's playing hero ball. You didn't fix what was going on with the offense. You came out. You came against. You came. You after your bye week. You went ahead and played Kansas City, and you struggled in the first half. If Kansas City had a better receiving core, you'd have got your ass waxed. If Buffalo had a better receiving core, you'd have gotten your ass waxed. You see what happened when you played the San Francisco 49ers? You got your ass waxed. You couldn't even keep up on offense. Coming into this season, you know how bad your defense was going to be. But your offense is bringing back probably 21 or 22 of the same players that were there last year. This shouldn't be the outcome of this offense. This offense shouldn't be putting up this type of play. This coaching staff should have been way better. You look to me, Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson doesn't have a. If it's up to me, I fire Nick Sirianni at the end of the season. If they don't do good in the playoffs, if they do go one and done in the playoffs, I getting rid of Nick Sirianni, clean the house. You know who going after? Ben Johnson. Tell you, hey, you got some parts and pieces over here on offense, and you fix the defense. Bring him over here. Can I guarantee you he'll get that offense going. He'll fix Jalen Hurts. Look how he has Jared Goff playing. Jared Goff is playing at an all pro level right now. Maybe Nick Sirianni can fix it. He may prove me wrong, but I don't think he can. Because if he didn't fix it during the bye week, if he didn't see what was wrong with his team, you still don't know. You can't fix it right now. And Harry Roseman and Jeffrey Lowe, you gotta stop it. Stop this. Stop trying to outsmart us and thinking you're gonna pick a coach who's gonna come in that's a no name nobody and just do take over the team. If it wasn't for Shane Steichen in Nick Sirianni's first year as a head coach, we would have never made the playoffs because he gave up play calling. He was calling plays, and we were 2-5. Shane Steichen took over. We ended the season 9-7 and made the playoffs. The year after that, you brought in AJ Brown. The offense took off, and we went straight to the Super Bowl. Your last Shane Steichen, the offense is struggling yet again. So if it wasn't for Shane Steichen, this team would have never made the playoffs. Nick Sirianni's first year would have never made the playoffs. Probably even in the Super Bowl in his second year, and he probably would have been fired. This is what this is telling me right now. This is what I'm seeing right now. So right now, this is a horrible football team, a bad football team. And if we lose to the Giants, hell gonna break loose because somebody gotta get fired. You can't go in there and lose to the Giants this week. If you lose to the Giants, someone has to get fired. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because the expectations are high.
You cannot lose to the Giants this week. Even if you lose to the Cardinals, somebody should get
I
fired.
think
I
I
don't give
think
a
I
shit.
think if we lose to the Giants this week, then a lot of eyebrows heads gonna shake because you
If
losing at
you
the wrong
can't,
time.
if you can't score, you have this offense scored hasn't scored 20 plus points in the past 3 games. You know. San Francisco, you scored 19. Dallas, you scored 10. You scored offensive touchdown against Dallas. This game, you only scored 17. So next year, they might not think that he in a hot seat, but you're in a hot seat right now. If I'm the GM, I call him my office like, yo, you better fix this shit now. The defense is what it is right now. You can't fix the defense. That's how Harry Roseman. He got a long off season next year.
I don't
But you
understand.
have all the talent in the wall on offense. All the talent in the wall on offense. A lot of these coaches in the NFL would love to coach this offense right about now. You have one of the best lines in the NFL. You have one of the best. You could say the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL. You have a very good quarterback in Jalen Hurts. You have a very good running back in DeAndre Swift. You have one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
I kind of
So
think I kind of think that they just leave Jalen Hurts do what you want out there and just and he call you own please
that's
and
that's
everything
that's what
is
it looks like.
to me it looks like Jalen Hurts just out there calling you own please and everything is done to feel like the Madden.
Remember I said on Sunday, we probably might lose to the Seahawks. And if we lose to the Seahawks, we might gonna lose to the Giants too. And so said, so done.
No, the thing about it is that team got too much strong veterans to let the locker room go out just out of pocket.
Yeah, but if the coaching staff ain't doing nothing, ain't nothing else you can do. If they can't find ways to get creative on offense, then there's nothing else you can do right now. I mean, yeah, you could go ahead and have a rah speech or whatever, but when come out there and call the
No,
same
but
plays over and over again.
also too players gotta play and execute too. So the problem is to remember that thing I when the 49ers had that 3 game losing streak and Shane was blaming Wilkes. It was all Wilkes this and this. No, sometimes too the damn players
Players
need
do
to
it.
execute. Players gotta execute.
Jalen Hurts too.
And that's the thing. You think it's a coach fault that Bradbury just getting beat straight out of the thing? Yeah, you could adjust and put help over the field, but you're gonna put help over the over Bradbury for the entire game. Sometimes players gotta know that you're getting beat down the field. Keep the person in front of you.
Exactly.
Simple. And offense is the same exact thing as well. Players need to execute sometimes. If I call a 4 man rush, yes, if they ain't getting through you, but don't tell me like you say you're on pace for 50 something sacks. The players gotta execute. The linebacker, you could. There's nothing you could call to save a linebacker. They gotta
Nothing.
execute at some point.
Nothing.
So as much as I blame them too, and like I say, the the offense falls on Jalen Hurts just as much as it falls on the
For the
offensive
coaches.
coaches. But it falls on Jalen Hurts too because Jalen
Because he's
Hurts
missing a lot of
he's
throws.
not get he's not gonna get away from from the blame. It's just like when everyone had get the blame for like I say, Shane blames Steve Wills for these plays that they call, but players gotta play and players gotta execute. It's the same thing here. These players ain't executing. They're not playing up to the potential as what they are. And yeah, I blame coaching, but I also blame the players too. You, the team is like this for a reason. This is close to the same team that made the Super Bowl. I know a change in year happens, but players gotta play, man. Players gotta execute. So I
I
think
think
from
Jalen Hunt
that
is earning
standpoint,
he's earning too much on AJ Brown too as well because I think it was late in the fourth quarter when he to a deep pass to AJ Brown that went on the bounce. He had Devontae Smith running across the field wide open, wide open. He's not going through his progressions. He's not reading the field right. What
yeah,
I don't understand what the coaching staff is doing when they're going to watching film and also doing practice because this has been happening from the start of the season. Are you coaching him hard? And if he listens to the bench, yes. Again, playing hero ball. He's constantly playing hero ball. It's been happening all year. I said it from since October. So if I seen it and I, the regular Joe Smo, sit on the couch, you the coach watching the film all day every day, and you can't see it, something wrong.
yeah, I think tomorrow has a lot of not tomorrow. I mean, well, the next week has there's a lot of emphasis. It's next week is like a sense of urgency game for the Eagles.
You think?
No kind of way to put it wrong. It's kind of a urgency game for the Eagles, whether or not it's against the Giants or whoever. At this point of the year, you you should have shit figured out. Should be make no play after you should be making coaching changes this time of the year.
Mhm.
So
I mean, John Harbaugh do it and made a Super Bowl, but anybody could be John
yeah,
Harbaugh.
but that's one instance in how much.
I have no idea.
And it's not like Matt Patricia's what Matt Patricia could really change now in week 15 of the
Exactly.
season. There's nothing much he could change. He can't change the he scheme. We're gonna go relearn a scheme now. So I don't understand. He probably just gonna call plays a little different. You can't change the scheme. Team like Matt Patricia was he had the time and they tried. The team wasn't no the defense wasn't no good anyhow.
Hmm.
So we'll see. But the Eagles, they have a lot to deal with and they gotta see if they get it started out. But they got like I said, Sunday's game against the Giants should be a game of urgency. It should be a very important game for them. But we'll see what happens. I think they already got the number 4 seed locked up. If that what they're shooting for, but the job is to still win
The division.
the division. So we're gonna see what happens. But we'll see. That wraps up Phillies segment against Seattle. We'll shift it over just to Carolina for a short wrap. But we kind of went through the game on Sunday. Like I said, Carolina had a hard fought victory 9-7. Yeah, we didn't score any touchdowns, but conditions were brutal. But the big thing coming out of that was Bryce Young did manage a 90-yard game winning drive. He showed great resilience. To me, he showed great pies. Whenever they gave him time in the pocket, he showed great pies. And defense played outstanding. The one main change that we've seen in Carolina is there is a more emphasis on a power run. That line is built for power running, not zone running. That was the big difference. Frank Wright stayed in the shotgun and the zone runs all the time. But power running is that thing. Get on the center and leave them maul people. That's the Panthers' MO. Well, that's the line's MO. That line was built to power run. Last 3 games when Ting took over, when they had like I think 100, 200 yards rushing, 154 yards rushing, then we had 139 yards rushing. That's the MO for that team. Power run. We got a game against Green Bay. I do believe we can win that game as well. I'll look at that on Saturday as we do a preview. But watching them and in a brutal situation with the weather, the Panthers showed great resilience, great fight. Credit to Chris Tebow, our interim head coach. The team still plays hard. They're playing hard for him. He's well loved and well respected in that locker room. So the team is playing hard, and you can see how much the difference a win makes. Going through all those losses, you can put your head down and change, but you can feel the vibe. The vibe was all smiles, all laughter, all fun. in the locker room. We need more of that. Let's see if we can build on it. Let's see if Bryce Young and the offense can continue to build. Let's see if Thomas Brown can continue to build. My only issue with him is on third and one. I don't care what it is. Stop going the shotgun on third and one. Run it down. If we're gonna do shotgun, I rather pass it all together.
Mm-hmm.
I run play for the shotgun and think you running from 3 yards behind on third and one. So
Yep.
it's essentially third and four. So what the hell we running
Useless.
on third and one? Go on the center and press hot and leave Chuba Howard. Just take the ball and bully way through. You hand it off from the shotgun. You're starting 4 yards back and you gain the defense time to penetrate. Now, either hand it off. If you're gonna go shotgun, it has to be play action. Or if you go on the center, you got tons of the options. You could jet sweep it. You could jet sweep. You can run it. You can play bootleg it or something like that. Stop going and third and one. I hate seeing that in the of the shotgun. Outside of that, the guys stepped up in when it came to the weather conditions. And like I said, my if I had to pick coaching candidates for next year, Evero is right at the top of my list because through 14 games, he's third in yards allowed. The Panthers defense is third in yards allowed. Third, 2-12, and he's third. He's kept the defense in check for the whole season, even when we had like 8 defensive starters injured, injuries all over the board. He's uh, kept them in the game all the time. So he's at the top of my list as well. Him and Ben Johnson, and then the Texans, Bobby Slowick. Those guys are basically, and Frank Smith from Miami. Those four would be at the top of my list for head coaching candidates. But you got to get, if we don't give a the head coaching job, I hope David Tepper decides that he'll pay him head coaching money to stay. But someone will take him up. The only good thing coming up if someone hires him, we get 3 third round picks through that minority rule.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the only thing. But I love Evero and what he's done with the defense. Defense is healthy now. GC Han and those guys are back. See, we put some pressure on Jordan Love and those guys on Sunday. But all's well in Carolina just for this 1 week. We haven't had a winning week in a while. And we can bash Bryce Young all we want, but he's one or 2 or 3 quarterbacks that has 2 game winning drives. His 2 wins this year were game winning drives from like 10 yard from the 10 yard line.
The Texans.
He's
Texans.
Yeah, the Texans and he's muster on the 10 yard line. He's driven the ball straight down the field with about 2-3 seconds left to kick a field goal. So we can say what we want. Give the guy some help that he will be fine. So I'm not worried. So let's hope that we can continue to use this momentum and keep going, and we'll see what happens. All right, we'll check it over to our game balls and trash bags. My game ball, like I said, I've been talking about it. It is Carolina just for their resilience and hard fight that they're doing. If I don't pick Carolina, my game ball would have gone to um D'Amico Ryans and the Texans for pulling out that victory without CJ Stroud. You had no CJ Stroud, no Nico Collins, and you get a strong win to keep yourself in play. But it will go to Chris Tabor and the Panthers on an overall performance and winning the Falcons game. Who's your game ball?
I give it to James Cook and the Buffalo Bills. They
Right
dominated.
out.
They dominated the Dallas Cowboys from start to finish. Take note, Eagles. Run the football. This is what James Cook did against the Cowboys. 179 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen only threw for 79 yards. Dak Prescott looked mediocre. Pay attention, Eagles. Run the football. They get my game ball this week.
And who's your trash bag?
The Philadelphia Eagles. Horrible performance against the Seattle Seahawks. You're coming off a three game losing streak, thinking that you would rewrite the ship, but not a thing has changed. Decided to change your defensive coordinator. Still the same outcome on defense. Horrible performance.
My trash bag could have gone to the Chargers, but they did the right thing and fire Brandon Steele ass. So he ain't there no more, so I can't get he the trash bag. But my trash bag goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Too much times now we talk about the Jaguars being a good team, ready to compete, and then I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. That team too talented. Is Dougie P getting the most out of them? That's something that we may need to start talking about because
I know about Dougie P already. You know.
I just don't
Dougie
understand
P
that
is an
team.
okay coach.
That team has too much talent. Hold on, no, I don't know if you recognize. At one point, they were just cruising. They're not three-way tie for the AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
They're 8-6, Texans 8-6, and Colts eight and
Mm-hmm.
six. So my trash bag definitely goes to them, and we'll see what happens from there.
Next year, and it's starting to look like Dougie P again.
Well, Dougie P starting to look like Dougie P.
I know, right?
All right, so that wraps up week 15, which means we'll head on over to week 16. Week 16's first game is on Thursday, the 24th. You have the Saints and the Rams. That's the two teams that are battling for playoffs, the Saints and the Rams. Who you got?
Got the Rams.
Yeah, I got the Rams.
Rams plays some good football right now. Sean McVay should be a candidate for coach of the year right now.
I got the Rams as well. And then before we get on Saturday, we would have seen the Bengals versus the Steelers. So who you got out of the Bengals and Steelers?
Bengals, Steelers,
Yeah, I got
nailing
the
right now.
Bengals. Steelers.
I think they said they're gonna start Mason Rudolph with bench Trubisky.
Yeah, Steelers definitely. And then I think the 9 o'clock game will be the Bills and Chargers. We got definitely got the
The Bills.
Bills.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Bills gonna be a scary team in this playoff.
yeah. Other news around the NFL, not much. Um, Rogers probably is cleared, but he's not gonna take the Jets out of playoff contention. Um, I ain't seen much around the NFL for now. So that kind of wraps up the show for us tonight. Our week 15 wrap up show. We'll definitely be on Saturday to do our post game show for week 16. Philly against New York and the Panthers against Green Bay. So we'll definitely be on Saturday to do our preview show.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, like I usually say, like and subscribe to the page. Show your support. Like and subscribe our page. Check us out on Twitter. And we'd love to get someone Philly fans and Carolina fans to come on and talk some football with us. Um, any day, one of these days. So we'll continue to see it. But be sure to like and subscribe to our page to get all the latest news and notes about Panthers and Eagles and 49ers football. That's it from us tonight. Like I said, we'll check you guys back on Saturday, 8 o'clock, usual time, 2 days before Christmas. We'll see if we get a good Christmas or a bad Christmas through the NFL.
Yep.
All right, so see you guys later and have a good week.
Peace.